Hey friends, and welcome back. So guys, this is going to be pretty much a impromptu multitasking, we'll call this multitasking type of video here. I'm actually standing here cutting my coupons, as that is typically my chore on Thursday afternoon. So I wanted to talk with you guys about sync funds, and I figured, you know what, I'm already standing here kind of idle, why not do both at the same time? Now, by all means, if this annoys you or is distracting to you, me standing here talking to you and cutting coupons, then I'm so sorry that we can't be friends, because honestly, in real life, this is exactly what I would be doing if you were standing here in my dining room chit-chatting with me. I would definitely be doing something else, whether it was cutting coupons, working on a meal plan, budgeting, something. I don't know how just to sit still. And besides, there's always something to do, you understand? But anyways, I apologize if it annoys you. You are more than welcome to click off if so. But if not, stick around so we can discuss sync funds. Now, you guys do know that I am a Dave Ramsey fan. I do follow his financial principles to a point. I do kind of do a few things differently, just based on what works best for my family and so on, as personal finance is just that personal. So I don't do everything to a T that he teaches, but I do understand and follow his financial principles, put it that way. The foundation that he has set for personal finance, I believe, is very much so on point. So anyways, the term sinking funds. Now, I have heard that term plenty of times before getting into Dave Ramsey and everything, being that, you guys know that my background is in accounting. So I know the term, but it just never dawned on me up until me taking the Financial Peace University course. It never dawned on me that I needed sinking funds, that I needed to set up these funds for purchases, so on and so forth. So it wasn't until we took the course in 2015 and getting involved with all the other class members and talking with the coach of the class, and then watching the DVD series, that's what they play in the class, is Dave's DVD on his teachings, on his whole system, and so on and so forth. So anyways, it wasn't until then that it really just started kind of getting into my brain that, okay, this makes sense and I need to be, allocating funds in this way. So what is a sync fund? Well, in a nutshell, it is money that you allocate for future expenses. Simple as that. Money that you allocate for future expenses. So for instance, the biggest example that I could give you is Christmas. Christmas is no surprise. It comes every single year. December the 21st, it will be here whether or not you are ready for it. So it comes every single year. So Christmas is one of the biggest expenses that most families have. If you know that you're going to be shopping for Christmas, set a Christmas budget, whatever that's going to be. Let's say you decide that you want your budget to be $1,000. So let's say you start at the top of the year, which is January, and let's say you get paid every week like I do. You would divide that $1,000 up by however many weeks up until the point you would be ready to go shop. So for me, that would probably be the first week in December, I would say, although I shop throughout the year, but that's besides the point. It would be the first week in December. So that's roughly 48 weeks before Christmas is due to come. So $1,000 is my budget. So $1,000 divided by 48 weeks, because I get paid weekly, is roughly, let me not tell you a lie, do the math, $20. It's roughly $20 a month. Well, no, $20 a week. Let me back that up. $1,000 is my budget, divided by 48 weeks, how many paychecks I will be getting up until the point I'm ready to spend that money, is $20 a week. So if I can put away $20 every single paycheck, by the 48th week of the year, I will have a total of $1,000 saved to go towards my Christmas budget. Simple as that. Another example would be HOA. We have an HOA here. So my HOA bill is $500. So same principle. And it's due at the top of every January. So if I save, let's see, $500 divided by 52 weeks, because I will have the entire year to save for it. That's $10 a week that I need to put away in an allocated fund, whether it be a savings account, a checking account, an actual envelope. You want to put it in a box. You want to put it in a shoe, a tin can, bury it in the backyard, whatever you want to do with it. You just need to save that $10 every single week. And by the end of the year, when your bill is due, the HOA at the top of the year, you will have your $500 there. That way, when that bill comes in the mail, you're not sitting there looking like you're looking, trying to figure out how you're going to pay this $500 all at once. Now, for some people, they may not need sinking funds. They may just have it like that. But me, I don't have it like that. So I need to save a little bit over the course of the year to cover those large expenses that I know that are going to be coming up. Again, a sinking fund is setting aside a certain amount of money to cover a future expense. My kids are going to be going back to school in August. I know this is coming up. It's not a surprise. I know I'm going to have to get school supplies as well as clothing, shoes, undergarments. All of that is going to have to be done, as well as my girls are going to have their hair done. My boys get their hair cut. I am setting aside a certain amount of money per paycheck up until I'm ready to go shop for those school clothes. So for instance, I typically like to shop the weekend before tax-free weekend. I don't typically shop tax-free weekend because in my opinion, the prices actually go up a tad bit if you guys ever pay attention to that. But anyway, this is a story for another day. So I save a certain amount of money starting in June. That's when my kids are out of school. Starting in June up until that second week or third week in August before my kids go back to school. Currently, I'm allocating $100 per week. My budget for back to school for all of my kids is $1,200. Each child get $300. That goes back to the budget part of it. I have budgeted and stated that I know I can clothe each child for $300. A quick side note to that. We are not a labor win family. Ain't nobody got no Nike, got no Tommy Hilfiger, got no whoever. I'm not about that life. I don't do that. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not about that life. I shop at Walmart, Target, Ross, Marshalls, discounted stores, etc. for clothing. I don't go to the mall for my kids' clothing outside of JCPenney's. Now, I will go to JCPenney's. They have some good quality clothing at a reasonable price for my budget. So, just a quick side note. That is me. That's how I roll. We're not about those labels here. We're not doing them. So, anyways, I know I can get away with $300 per kid. So, I'm making sure I'm allocating that amount of money from the start of June up until August when I need to start shopping for their clothing to put that back so that I have the entire $1,200. I hope all my rambling made sense. So, backing up some. Getting started with the sink fund can be very overwhelming when you first begin because you're going to want to fund all your envelopes all at once. Well, that's not realistic, first off. So first off, if you are trying to get out of debt, no matter what kind of debt that is, if you're trying to get out of debt, you won't have the extra cash available to allocate to all of these separate different funds. And I'll leave all of my funds all the categories that I have, I'll leave it linked in the description box for you so you guys can kind of get an idea. But you're not going to be able to fund all of them if you're trying to get out of debt at the same time. So you want to start off with your basics. Again, school clothing will be a basic. If you are big on Christmas giving, Christmas will be a basic for you. If you are in need of new tires soon, that will be a basic for you. You need to start allocating funds for that because obviously you don't want to wait until your tire balls out and then here you're stuck trying to find $300 or something to pay for a new tire or what have you. Same thing with your vehicle registration. You know the tags are going to be coming due. It's not a surprise. It's $70 a year. Divide it up by however many weeks it is until it's due again and put that aside. If it's $2, put $2 away, literally $2 away per month, or per paycheck rather, to pay for that cost when it comes due. Simple as that. So again, going back to it, it's going to be a little overwhelming when you're first getting started because you're not going to be able to fund all the categories that you want to fund. But the purpose of it is to free up your cash and get you to the point to where you're not having to spend on credit cards because you didn't save for Christmas or you didn't save for your tires or you didn't save for your kids' school supplies, etc. These are things that we know that are coming up, so we should be allocating currently now in our budget to save for them. So for some of us, that may mean that we don't get our hair done or our nails done in order to put back that $20, $40, whatever it might be that you need. And this is all about sacrifices. Again, if you're wanting to get out of debt, you have to make these sacrifices to get to that point and be able to live like no one else, as Dave says. Now, guys, as always, if you have not checked out Dave, I recommend highly that you check him out. Whether or not you can like him, get with him, understand his demeanor, I have found that a lot of people don't care for his attitude or his demeanor. For me, it doesn't bother me, but at the end of the day, what he teaches, his principles, they're true to math. I mean, not even math, it's true to personal behavior when it comes to finances. So anyways, I encourage you definitely to check him out, or any other financial guru for that matter, and just figure out what's going to work for you and your family and get you where you want to go for your financial goals, so on and so forth. So moving on. Again, with the let's go back to the budget. So you need to understand and figure out where all of your money is currently going. So you're going to go back and go through all of your expenses. This means that you may have to go through your bank account and see where have you been spending your money. Maybe you have been coming up short $100 on necessities throughout the month, and you will find that you've been spending $100 a month at Starbucks. Well, that's not a necessity. We don't need that. You would definitely need to cut that out and allocate that money elsewhere. Simple as that. Now, for me, guys, I have been, how can I put this to make it understand? It's not that it's not understandable, it's understandable. I'm to the point now in my budget where I can pretty much allocate monies to every category that I have that's pertinent for me. There are some categories right now that I can't currently fund because of the lack of income, period. But for the most part, I can. But I want you to understand that when I start sharing that side of my budget with you guys, I want you guys to understand that it took me a very long time to get there. It did not happen overnight. It took me a very, very long time to get there. Now, I have decided not to share actual income totals. Now, my totals for my expenses and my current debts will be accurate. I will share that with you guys, but because I have family, friends, and some of my clients that follow me here, I think it's best that I don't show actual income. But I will tell you guys this, that the amount that I will share with you is pretty close to actual. It's not the actual amount, but it is pretty close. So again, just out of privacy purposes, I'm not going to share the exact amount, but it will be close to it with you guys. But I do plan to continue to bring you guys more budget relating topics and videos and sharing all that stuff there, because I personally, that's one of the things that I'm passionate about, is living a debt-free life. And not even that, just being able to live financially free. And for me, that means so many things. But I'll get into that in another topic, another video. But for today, again, guys, starting off with the SINK funds is just simply setting aside money for future expenses that you know are going to come up. Christmas is not an emergency. It comes every single year. Your car tax comes every single year. Your oil change, you know, you got to get it done every 3-6 months, whatever you do. It's not a surprise. Kids going back to school, I can't stress this enough. It's not a surprise. I can't tell you how many friends I have and family members that stress out because they got to figure out where they're going to find the money at to put their kids back into school. And it's like, it's almost as if they didn't realize it was going to happen. Like, it's not a surprise. It's just my 2-bit chain right there. But anyways, moving on. As always, guys, if there's any particular questions that you have, anything you want me to cover in general, leave it down below in the comments. I love to talk. I love to chat. I love to share. So I'm always willing to do so with you guys. And again, I will continue to bring these type of videos to you guys, as this is just one of the things I'm truly, truly passionate about, and so on and so forth. So, as always, guys, thank you so very much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Guys, when you like my videos, it lets me know to continue to share those particular topics in that particular format. Again, this is very informal, but this is the best I can do as of today. Mama is busy and Mama got things to do. So moving on. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you have not done so already. And until next time, guys, stay true.